So we'll touch on Ngāti Whātua now. Now, two korero, Ngāti Whātua. One is our Aboriginal connection to Aotearoa through tumutumu whenua. I'll touch on that shortly. And the other one is the migration from Hawaii to Aotearoa upon the waka Māhuhu-ki-te-rangi. So I'll start with that. Māhuhu-ki-te-rangi, and I'll simplify it all. Rongomai is along with his father, whakatau pōtiki, captain, the captains of the waka. Some will say that Rongomai is the captain. Well, Ngāti Whātua say that Rongomai is the captain, and whakatau is whakatau pōtiki is like the tohunga. And our ngāpuhi whanaunga who also whakapapa very strongly to the Māhuhu, to a point where the house at Tautoro, just south of Kaikohe, is named after the waka Māhuhu-ki-te-rangi. And they will say that whakatau pōtiki is the captain, and that's all good. And they descend off Rongomai's younger brother Hou, and they still have their whakapapas and all their histories very clear up there, and which is a beautiful thing. So our korero, Rongomai, and his brother Rongoatu. Now they had gardens in Hawaii, and they had a dispute over the gardens to a point where Rongomai decided that he no longer wanted to live with his brother, and he'd rather leave the gardens to his brother, and his brother leave his brother in peace. So he asked his father whakatau to build a waka with the whakaro to come across here to Aotearoa. And Aotearoa actually, and Ngāti Whātua's name for Aotearoa is Nukuroa. So these people on the Māhuhu, when they got here, they named the lands Nukuroa. So in Ngāti Whātua traditions, Aotearoa for us is Nukuroa. So just a bit of a korero there. And so that was his decision. Whakatau pōtiki agreed. He built the waka, and when that waka was ready to for sale, it was the time of for cultivating the garden that Rongomai and Rongoatu had disputes over earlier. So part of the rituals for cultivating the kai is they call it te whakamāhuhu, hence the name Māhuhu. So that's where the name of the waka comes from. So it all refers back to that garden. And there's a couple of whakatauki that go along with it. Yeah, whole lot more korero. And so Rongomai and whakatau, they come across, they land in the north, and they say Tākau, which happens to be the area or the place actually where the Mātātua waka rests, Tākau. It's a river around Matauri, Wainui area, and they travel south, stopping at different kāinga, and they find that there's two people living in the whole of the east coast, the eastern shores of Aotearoa or Nukuroa, and the northern people are Te Tini o Kui, and the southern people are Te Tini o Toi, and they go as far as Waiapu, which is the river of Ngāti Whātua area below the mountain Hikurangi, and then they turn around and they journey all the way back up to right to the top. They come around to the west coast, and they come down and they enter the Kaipara harbour out the front here. And at that time, and it's This is actually proven through geology, studies that which supports the kōrero of our tupuna, that our tupuna say that the Okahukura Peninsula, which goes out to what we call now Tāporapora, but Tāporapora itself was like a big sand, it was a big sand peninsula and quite tropical sort of a place, and so they beached there, and the harbour that we know now, it was actually broken because Tāporapora come right out towards the mouth. It was like two rivers, the Wairua and then the other side. Those were in, that was the lay of the whenua at that time, and they set up there, and the tini o toi were also there. So they stayed with the tini o toi, they set up their whare wānanga there, etc, etc. And Rongomai, he on a fishing expedition, he drowned. He was drowned, and then his body's washed up at Waikaretu, below the Poutoa Marae, and they call that place Te Akinga Arongomai, and he had been eaten by the arara fish, or the trevally, and that fish right up till recent times, it was a tapu fish to Ngāti Whātua. And even I knew Sid Richards, he was very staunch, and he still wouldn't even eat the arara. So yeah, that's that kōrero. And so that's the Māhuhu-ki-te-rangi. That's the Māhuhu-ki-te-rangi.